So one question that I get asked a lot is about gambling. They're like, do you cheat at cards? Can you show me some card cheating moves? And frankly, I don't cheat at cards. I don't play. But having been in Magic so long, I've learned some techniques over the years that card cheats use. In fact, I can demonstrate for you right now. I'm not going to use the whole deck, just to keep things simple. We'll just use a few cards here, just some black spot cards, nothing special. The special cards, though, are right here, the kings, right? So the kings are going to be the ones you want to watch. Those will be the special cards in our hand here. So what we're going to do is this. The first technique I'll show you is a technique called stacking. And that's when you stack the deck, or in this case, the packet. Now you'll notice I cut the kings into the packet in a group. Now when I do that and then just deal out the cards like this, what happens is that in each hand, I now have one king. As you can see, one king in this hand. See this hand over here? I got nothing special, just one king, right? And then of course one king over here. Right? So if we were dealing out these cards in a game, I would just deal out, and of course in this first round here, no one would get anything special, but there would be one king in each hand. Now watch, if I just cut the packet like that, then now instantly I can deal all the kings to my partner right here, watch. Just very fairly dealing out the cards in 4 hands, and I've just dealt all 4 kings to my partner. Look at that. Pretty cool, right? Not bad. So that's stacking. Of course, I did something else a little sneaky when you weren't looking. While I was dealing out the kings here, I also snuck in the aces and gave those to myself. But yeah, so anyway. All right, so that's one thing. Now, we're going to do another demonstration here called false dealing. So for this, we'll use the aces and the kings. And we'll leave the kings on top of the aces, so the kings start on top of the aces, okay? So what happens is I deal a king here, and then a king here, a king here, and then a king here, and then ace, 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 right? So I should have 2 kings and 2 aces in each hand. However, this was the false deal. Now, I don't know if you saw, but I did something a little sneaky. And I know it looked pretty good, but actually, see, what happened was I actually just gave him all 4 kings. And in this hand over here, of course, I give myself the 4 aces. So that's some false dealing. Now let's talk for a second about hand mucking, and that's when you can secretly switch out cards. And we use a little blackjack demonstration for this. We use two aces, which go into a pile right here, 2 aces, okay? And also 2 kings, all right? So two kings, which go right over here. So 2 aces and 2 kings. Now if I had 2 kings and 2 aces, I might want to split the aces, but watch, if I do this, that's the hand muck. So that now, over here, I've got an ace and a king. And over here, I've got a king and an ace, which gives me 2 perfect hands of blackjack. So that is a little bit of hand mucking. Now let's talk about misdirection. So for misdirection, we'll do a little game of 2-card Monty, something you might see played on the streets. I'll use a king and an ace. Okay, so the ace is the money card. That's the one to watch. Now watch carefully. If I do this, and do that, where is the ace? Now wait a minute though. Oh look, over your shoulder, there's a large animal escaped from the zoo. And see, that was the misdirection. While I was telling you, when I was trying to get you to look over your shoulder, you see I did a little misdirection move. So now which one's the ace? And let's say they pick this one. I say, no, actually, it's not that one either. Because I actually snuck out the ace when you weren't looking. Right back here on top of the packet. So you can't win this game. So that is misdirection. Now the last thing I'll show you is called palming. Palming is when you secretly conceal a card in your hand. Now watch, if I take the ace just like that, okay, and I put it in my hand, that looks pretty good. It's a pretty good palm. But watch, if I'm really good, I can transfer it to my other hand. But if I'm really good, I can actually get that ace to look like it's just completely disappeared. And that is a little lesson in card cheating.